talk about next is how to create a resource in NetPoint, and then how to add that resource to activities, and then to level that resource across time within your schedule. So let's start by adding a resource. This sounds a little bit intimidating usually, but it's actually pretty straightforward. And in NetPoint, it's an easy exercise that can bring a lot of value. So we're going to create a new resource, and we're going to call that resource dollars. Now, this can be helpful if you have a spending cap in your project. I can only spend so much money per day or per week. And that way, you can track how many dollars you're spending, and the system will actually let you create a resource limit, so it'll show you when you're going over your spend. So in this case, we're going to change that category to dollars. It's important that you have at least one cost unit. It's not used in the calculation, but it's helpful when you export to Excel and want to manipulate some of these resources. So we're going to say we do want to plot this resource, and I think since it's money, US dollars, we're just going to create it as a green resource. So now we've got a resource created, and what's next is we have to assign that resource to some activities. So we're going to assign some resources to fencing and foundation. And you can see in the graphic that they just overlap a little bit, and that's going to be helpful in our demonstration. So let's say that foundation is going to use $10,000 a day. Meanwhile, we see that fencing is going to use $5,000 a day. So now that those are assigned, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And you might be saying, but Tim, where's my histogram? It was hidden by the keyboard. So there's the histogram. And you can see we have this spike right here. And generally speaking, a big spike in cash flow in the midst of a project is not great. So what we're going to do is we're going to select foundation, and we're just going to move that over a little bit to the right to see if we can get rid of that spike. Now, sometimes it's hard on a touch screen to move the activity one day at a time. So we created this tool called the Crash Extend Move tool, what we used to call the gestural. And I'm just going to hit that button a couple times, and that's going to move this activity over. Now you can see that that spike in our resources here is gone because we've eliminated the overlap between those two activities. And so that's a very helpful way to visualize and then level your resource use throughout the project using NetPoint.